Well, hey everyone. Welcome back to Dear Dr. Becky. I'm so glad to have you with me today because I have an exciting new tool. It's actually one I created in my own counseling session, and I'm going to share it with you today. It is called the I think statements. I think it can be a game changer in your conversations, and I am excited to have you try this. My guess is that many of you have already heard of I feel statements, right? I feel statements can be very wonderful and very valuable in many situations. However, I have noticed that there are some limitations to those. Typically, in the I feel statement, we express our emotion using an I statement, and then we express the situation and why we feel the way that we do. That can be very beneficial in many situations, but it's also very limiting in a lot of situations. Let me give you an example. Somebody might say, I feel discouraged when I'm asking people to do things and it doesn't happen. Or I feel very frustrated when deadlines are missed. This is a wonderful way of expressing your emotions clearly and taking ownership of them and not blaming anybody else. But it doesn't necessarily move the conversation in a productive way. As a matter of fact, the person hearing you might think, well, you shouldn't feel that way. Or, okay, so you're frustrated. Now what? What am I supposed to do about it? Right? Some people really don't respond well to emotional language, where the focus on the feelings may actually lead to misunderstandings and misinterpretations, and the situation can get completely lost. I've also seen it lead to defensiveness many times. This is where I learned that I think statements come in handy. Matter of fact, I made this observation. I would ask individuals in session what they felt. If they responded with an I think statement, I knew that I had to adjust my communication to be able to really connect with them. Because in fact, I think statements are actually very logical and they are action oriented, which can really help with communication. So instead of focusing on the emotions and the situations, I think statements actually focus on the observation that is made, the impact of the situation, and most importantly, solutions to resolve the situation. Let me walk you through how to create an I think statement. First, start by stating the situation or the issue without any emotional language. Just focus on the facts. For example, I think the project's timeline is at risk because we've missed 2 deadlines. Or, I noticed you've been staying up later at night. Next, address the impact or the consequences of this situation. For example, this could lead to increased costs and a delay in the final delivery. Next, offer a concrete solution to address the situation. For example, I propose that we reallocate some resources from less critical tasks to get the project back on track. Or let's talk about why you're staying up later and figure out how you can get the sleep that you need. Next, we want to provide an opportunity for discussion and potentially to negotiate solutions. For example, what are your thoughts on this approach? Do you see any adjustments that might be needed? Or is there something I could do that could be helpful? And lastly, solidify the agreement by coming up with a clear plan of action. I often call this closing the sale because we really need to know what the terms are. Who's going to be in charge of what? And the timeline, when is this going to happen? So let me give you an example. Let's agree to finalize the resource reallocation by Friday, and I'll check in with you on Monday to ensure that we're on the same page moving forward. Or I will plan on helping you out with household chores so that you will have some time to rest and relax before you go to bed. I hope you see how I think statements can be very powerful because they do lead to solutions. And by eliminating the emotional word, you actually reduce the risk of defensiveness or misinterpretation. And it's much easier to reach agreements smoothly and effectively. So the next time you find yourself needing to address a tricky situation or an issue, try shifting and use I think statements. You might be surprised how much more impactful your conversations can be. And don't forget, you matter because your mind matters. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am excited to be on this path with you. I can't wait to hear how this works for you. So please write to me and let me know, or put it in the comment below. And if it is really helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and to share it with a friend. I'll be looking forward to seeing you in our next video. So have a wonderful day. Bye bye.